What's your overall take? A lot to like in that performance, certainly the first hour.
Yeah, we're obviously disappointed with the result, being up by a couple of points, in 60 minutes again, and that was the same story as last week. But very proud of the boys and the fight that they put in against a full-on international team. We forced Leinster into errors. It was part of our plan to put them under pressure, forced them into 24 turnovers. Maybe we could have capitalised a little bit more on that. But proud of the effort and the guts that the boys showed after a tough week after travelling from South Africa.
So was that just strength and depth that kind of told in the end then?
Yeah, I thought the bench did well. Paul Hill and Warren Fenter steadied the scrum. Glenn Young came in, he had a pack down on the side of the scrum. It's something that we had planned anyway during the week, not because anyone was carrying injuries, it was just in case we had two open siders on the park at the same time. So I thought we did everything that we could to try and get a result today, but there was just small moments in the game that cost us. I thought those two line-outs were probably massive moments for us where we lost the ball in the first phase, and they managed to capitalise on that. But that's what international teams do. But like I said, there's a lot to be proud of.
With those intercepts, Sean, were the opportunities that you kind of picked up on in the build-up, that there was the opportunity to put pressure on there?
Yeah, we had a plan around how to defend them. We didn't want to chase their playmakers. Harry Byrne's really good at picking off defenders, when there's a lag in the defence. So we want to be connected on the outside and the inside. And we also know that they're a ball in the hand team and they want to play. So I thought the guys did really well in executing the D plan today. Sometimes you want to go for the playmaker and he can put people through the holes. But yeah, we didn't plan to get the intercept. I just thought that winning the collisions allowed us to set early and get good width to be able to put pressure on them.
You recovered well from what was a slow start. You scored twice in 10 minutes. Must be pleased with that kind of resolve, because it's not something that your team's shown all season.
Yeah. It's definitely not the start that we wanted, going down 7-0 in the third minute. But yes, that happens in rugby. It happened to us against the Lions as well. We weren't able to bounce back as well. So maybe lessons learned from that. I'm just happy that the guys stuck to task. We knew what we had to do. So stayed in the game at half time. It was still anyone's game, and then after 60 minutes we were up. So yeah, like I say, there's a bit of mixed emotions at the moment. Proud of the improvements on last week and the week before, but at the same time disappointed we didn't get the result.
You were obviously totally written off by most people before the game. Given that you were in it with 10-15 minutes to go, do you feel like a bit of a missed opportunity?
Yeah, any game that you lose is a missed opportunity, I think, especially when you work so hard for 65 minutes. But they're a quality outfit, and not many teams will push them that close here to Viva. I know La Rochelle came agonisingly close in the round robin stages, and we had a look to see what they did well. But yes, we did speak about being the underdogs in this game and what underdogs can do, and I've mentioned in the media earlier in the week that if you're not in a race you can't win it, and I'm just proud that the guys put their hands up today.
What can you take forward? And obviously the UFC situation is as it is in terms of playoffs, but surely there's a lot you can carry forward and make sure that there is something in those last few games that...
Yeah, there's areas of the game that we've got to improve on, and it's the inconsistency within our 80 minutes. I think if we were consistent today in the 80 minutes, we might have walked away with the result, and I think that's what's disappointing. So we have soft moments in us in the game, and I think that's something that we can work on going forward. You saw the fight that the team displayed today and the character that they showed when they were down to bounce back away from home. So we'll take that positive. But what we've got to do is we've got to work on the full 80-minute performance. At the same time, obviously, we are in a transition phase at our club, and it's really exciting times for us. And I'm just so impressed with our juniors that have come through. If you look at Mel Satala, what he's done on the wing, getting an opportunity. Jack Brown, I know he only played a couple of minutes this afternoon. But I think Liam McConnell and Freddie Douglas obviously stand out for me. And there are some young guys that are coming through, and they might get opportunity as well in the next 4 games. But for us, it's about, working incredibly hard until the end of the season on our games to make it easier for ourselves next year.
How are James and Ben's injuries looking at the moment?
I'm not sure. I haven't been into the dressing room as yet. Hopefully it's not too serious. The poor guy's struggled with injuries since I've been at the club. And as he gets going, he gets another setback. So hopefully that's not too bad. It's just, I suppose it is part of the game, but we're getting hit by this with the same people. Harry Patterson's out, and he's also struggled with injuries over the last 2 years. But it is the nature of the game. There's many rugby players that go through that, and it's how they bounce back that's important.
There's nothing like timing, Sean. You take off Dylan Richardson, your back row, bring on your one back row, then the next player because Ben went down.
Sorry?
You took off your one back row. You brought on your one back row just 10 seconds before Ben went down. Is that right?
Yes.
There's not much luck there.
No, we don't have much luck in the back row at the moment. We're hoping that Maggie will be okay for the Sharks, but we've got a game before that, Zebri, with tough opponents as well. But we do have youngsters in our squad like Tom Curry, who's shown a tremendous amount of promise, and then we do have the options of moving one of the second rows to the side of the scrum as well. So we're not out of players. We still got some stock left.
Is Tom Curry fit and available?
Yes, Tom Curry is now fit and available.
Just on the wider issue, Sean, you mentioned South Africa there. Obviously, strength and depth is crucial for any rugby side. You've had to come from South Africa, come here, not an easy task to play against a side like Leinster. So having a big squad to rely on and to recover quickly, or to have players available is crucial when you come to a competition like this.
Yeah, I think it is crucial. We haven't had much luck with injuries. I think the injury started in our first friendly away to Ulster in Belfast, and I thought it would get better, and it never did. And we've used 48 players up until now. So that is a work on for us at Edinburgh Rugby. We have built numbers in our squad now to build the quality within those numbers. Working with the individuals, then working incredibly hard so that we can build the depth that we need to be able to compete in both URC and Champions Cup.
Right, so Sean, what does this week now look like? Is it all week off next weekend?
We've got Zebri in a couple of weeks' time. It's a Friday night game. The boys have got off until Sunday. We'll come in on Sunday and prepare for Zebri. The international players, we mustn't forget, need a break as well. And it's not the guys that played in all the test matches. There were guys that were in camp while the balance of the squad was off. So they'll get a well-deserved rest, and this game's now about freshening up mentally so that we can go really hard at those 4 remaining URC games.